Good morning to all of you. And in this video, we will see the Hadoop stack for the big data. And in this lecture, we will see insight into the Hadoop technology, opportunities, and challenges for the big data. And again, we will also discuss about the Hadoop stack and applications technologies associated with the big data solutions. So let's start. What is Hadoop? Basically, Hadoop is a tools written in a Java language and provided by the Apache team. This one is an open source software, or we can say that this one is the open source framework for storage a large scale and to process the large scales of data which are available or which are resides on the commodities hardware. So commodities hardware means is normal hardware, not is so like not just like as a supercomputer. It is a daily users computer, or you can say this one is the hardware which are involved in the PC sections also. Initially in 2005, Doc Cutting and Mike Cafrela introduced the concept of Hadoop, and it was originally developed to support distributions of the Nutch search engine project. Doc Cutting, which was working at Yahoo, is now actually a chief architecture at Cloudera and has named this project after his son's toy elephant Hadoop. So the logo of Hadoop will come from the toy, and the toy which was used by his son. So again, once again, moving on the computations to the data. So in a normal traditional concept, if we want to process the data, then firstly we bring that data to the computations or to the machines. After performing, again data will be sent to the data center. So when the data is very less in the amount or very less in the size, then this process is useful or this process is not so lengthy. But if we are talking about the big data concept and still we are using the same previous traditional concept, then this one is a very tedious job, very hectic job, because to fetch 100,000 terabyte or petabyte data from the data center to the compute node is not possible. So in that case, from the compute node, we make a set of code or we make a program and we send that program to the data center to perform computations. After performing computations, result will also be stored on that particular data center on different data nodes. So the concept will arise that Hadoop started out as a simple batch processing framework, and the idea behind Hadoop is that instead of moving data to computations, we move computations to the data. And the reason why we are using this concept, so because the data is in very huge amount, and moving data from the data center to the computations node is not possible. So we use a reverse approach, that why we are not sending a code to the data center or to the data where the data are available to perform a particular operations. So the idea is just a reverse approach of the traditional concept. There are some features of Hadoop Like as a scalability, scalable means we can add or we can subtract some power to a machine. Either we are talking about the memory, either we are talking about the RAM, means any component, hardware component or networking component. So if we want to add some of more component to the system, then that means that we can provide the scalability to the particular system. So scalability is its core of Hadoop system. And initially we have studied that we are performing computations or we are storing the data on the cheap hardware or with commodity hardware. So we have cheap computing storage. And third one, we can distribute and scale across very easily in a very cost effective manner. Next one is the reliability. So hardware failures handle automatically, means they can diagnose themselves and perform operation themselves to solve that particular diagnostics and diagnose. So if we think about an individual machine or rack of machine or a large cluster or a supercomputer, they all fail at some point of time of some of their components will fail. And these failures are so common that we have to account for them ahead of the time. And all of these are actually handled with the Hadoop framework system. So the Apache Hadoop MapReduce and HDFS component were originally derived from the Google MapReduce and Google file system. And another very interesting fact that Hadoop brings is a new approach to the data. Now, what is the new approach towards the data? Means keep all the data. A new approach, we can keep all the data that we have, and we can take that data and analyze it in a new interesting way. We can do something that's called schema and read style. And we can actually allow new analysis. We can bring more data into simple algorithms, which has shown that with more granularities, you can actually achieve often better result in talking a small amount of data and then some rely complex analytics on it. What are the basic modules of Apache Hadoop framework? So basic module first is Hadoop Common. So it contains libraries and utilities needed by the Hadoop modules. Second one is the HDFS, means Hadoop Distributed File System. So it is a distributed file system that store data on a commodity machine, providing very high aggregate bandwidth across the entire cluster. Third one is a Hadoop Yarn. So it is a resource management platform responsible for managing compute resource in the cluster and using them in order to schedule user and applications. Next one is a Hadoop MapReduce. So it is a programming model that scale data across a lot of different processes. This one is the Hadoop ecosystem, and in Hadoop ecosystem there are various tools and each tools perform a particular task, and each tools adopt a different type of technologies. Like as for storing the data, we use HDFS. For processing the data, we use MapReduce or Yearn. For workflow, we use tools OG. For scripting language, we use Pig. For machine learning, we have the concept of Mahout. For statistics, we have R. For SQL query, we have Hive. For column store, we have HBase tools. For coordinations between the different node, we have a Zookeeper. For log collector, we have a Flume. For data exchange from different nodes, we have a Scoop. And top of this, we have another tool called Ambari. And Ambari is used for provisioning, managing, and monitoring Hadoop cluster. So this one is a framework contain various types of tools and the working concept of each tools for the different purpose. This one is the high level architecture of Hadoop. So you can see in the figure, given figure, so there is one a master node, another one is a slab node. Name node is the part of master node. Job tracker is the part of master node. Task tracker and data node is the part of slab node. And we all know that there are two major pieces of Hadoop are Hadoop distributed or Hadoop distribute the file system and the MapReduce, a parallel processing framework that will map and reduce data. And these are both open source and inspired by the technologies developed at Google. If we talk about this high level infrastructure, we start talking about things like task tracker and job tracker, the name node and the data node. Now HDFS. So HDFS stands for Hadoop Distributed File System. So distributed, scalable and portable file system written in Java for the Hadoop framework. And each node in Hadoop instance has a single name node and a cluster of data nodes that form this HDFS cluster. Each HDFS stores large files, typically in range of gigabyte to terabyte, and now petabyte across multiple machines, and it can achieve reliability by replicating the cross multiple host and therefore does not require any range storage on host. This one is the HDFS architecture. There is a name node. Client first communicate with the name node. There is another node known as the data node. Actual data will be stored at the site of data node, but the metadata will be maintained by the name node. And the data node concept or data node, there are different data nodes. Means in a cluster, suppose you have 100 or 1000 data nodes, and that follow the rack awareness concept. Means in a single rack, suppose that there are 10 data nodes, then we have a 10 rack to store 100 data nodes. So arrangement of data node in HDFS will follow the rack awareness concept. Name node also known as a single point of failure because client can directly communicate with the data node. Client can directly communicate with the name node, and if there is any fault on the name node, then all data will be lost by the client for the client because they have no direct communications with the data node. And name node also maintain the log files, edit log files, metadata about the data node, and also have the record of heartbeat, replications factor, balancing nodes, etc. So name node is known as a single point of failure. The concept of secondary name node is not just as a standby name node. The work of secondary name node is to collect the edit log files and FS image periodically from name node, merge that edit log files and FS image, and again send to the name node. And this process will continue periodically long by long time. This one is a MapReduce engine. So either you have a SQL store or log files, they all ingest services to the cluster, and this cluster have a primary master server like as a name node and a job tracker, and a secondary master server like as a data node. And the client servers like as you have used various types of tools like Hive, Pig, Cassandra, Scoop, Mahout, etc. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, सारे टूल्स आप क्लाइंट साइड पे यूज कर सकते हो और क्लाइंट सर्वर पे. After performing their task at the cluster side, data will send to outguest services and will store on SQL store. So the typical MapReduce engine will consist of job tracker, to which client applications can submit MapReduce job, and this job tracker typically pushes work out to all the available task tracker. Now it is in the cluster, struggling to keep the word as close to the data as possible, as balanced as possible. This one is the next gen MapReduce with the concept of Yarn, and in the concept of Yarn is enhance the power of the Hadoop compute cluster without being limited by the MapReduce kind of framework. Its scalability great, the processing power and data center continue to grow quickly because the Yarn resource manager focus exclusively on scheduling, and it can manage those very large clusters quite quickly and easily. Yarn is completely compatible with the MapReduce. Existing MapReduce applications and user can run on the top of Yarn without disturbing any other or any kind of existing process. This one is the comparison between Hadoop 1.0 and Hadoop 2.0. So HDFS is same as HDFS, but the concept of MapReduce now converted into the concept of Yarn. So Hadoop 2.0 provide a more general processing platform that is not concentrate constrained to this MapReduce kind of process. The fundamental idea behind the MapReduce 2.0 is to split up two major functionalities of the job tracker, resource management, and the job scheduling and monitoring, and to do two separate units. The idea is to have a global resource manager and per applications master manager. Now, what is Yarn? So, Yarn is known as a yet another resource negotiator, and it enhances the power of Hadoop compute cluster without being limited by the map reduce kind of framework. Its scalability great, the processing power and data center continue to grow quickly because the Yearn Research Manager focuses exclusively on scheduling. It can manage those very large clusters quite quickly and easily. Yearn is completely compatible with the MapReduce. Existing MapReduce applications and user can run on the top of Yearn without distributing any of their existing process. And it does have improved the cluster utilizations as well. The resource manager is a pure schedule or they just optimize this cluster utilizations according to the criteria such as capacity, guarantee, fairness, how to be fair, maybe different SLA or service layer agreement. It also support other workflow other than just MapReduce. Now you can bring in additional programming model such as graph process or iterative modeling and how it is possible to process the data in your business. This is especially useful when we talk about machine learning applications. So Yearn allow multiple access engine, either open source or proprietary, to use Hadoop as a common standard for either batch or interactive processing and even real-time engine that can simultaneously act as lot of different data. So you can put streaming kinds of applications on the top of your inside a Hadoop architecture and seamlessly work and communicate between these environments. So there are some keywords like as a fairness, iterative modeling, support other workloads, machine learning, multiple access engine. Now Hadoop Zoo. So here you can see again, this one is the ecosystem and this one is the original Google stack. So there was a concept of MapReduce and that was known as a Google file system. So original Google stack have GFS, that is a Google file system, and had their original MapReduce and they were storing and processing large amount of data. And to access that data and access it in a SQL like language. So they built the SQL gateway to adjust the data into the MapReduce cluster and be able to query some of the data as well. Then they realize that they need a high level specific language to access MapReduce in the cluster and submit some of these jobs. So Sojal come along and then even Flow come along and allowed to chain together complex work code and coordinate events and services across this kind of a framework or the specific cluster they had at that time. Now this one is a Facebook version of Stack. For data integrations, they have a Scribe. For data store, they have a HBase. For coordinations, they have a Zookeeper. For language compiler, they have a Hive. So this one is a Facebook version of the Stack. And this one is the Yahoo version of the Stack. Means for the coordination, again we have used Zookeeper. For data integrations, we have a Data Highway and data storage HBase. Pig and Hive is a language compiler. So Pig is introduced by Yahoo and Hive is given by Facebook. This one is a link version of the Stack. Scoop and Kafka is used for the data integrations. Data storage, LinkedIn use Boldmart. Zookeeper again used for the coordinations. And language compiler is a Pig as well as Hive. Cloudera version. So again for the coordination they use the coordinator or Zookeeper. For data integrations, use the concept of Scoop and Flume. And the data storage, they use HBase, and for the compilations, again Hive and Pig. Now, what is the major component of Hadoop system? So this one is the major component like as a Scoop for the data exchange. Means all are the major component. जितने भी यहाँ पे दिए हुए हैं फ्लूम, स्कूप, ओजी, पिग, महूत, आर, हाइव, यर्न, HDFS, HBase are the major components. So nothing is less important and nothing is more important. So we can say that one by one, what is the basic concept of a scoop, what is the basic concept of hive. So here you can see that if we want to workflow from one node to another node, then you can use OG. And if I have not any knowledge of Java language and we have some concept of a scripting language, any scripting language, then we can adopt Pig. If I want to make my career in the machine learning phase in big data reference, then we can use the concept of Mahout. No, I am interested in the statistics field. So okay, fine, you can use R language or R connectors. नहीं, हमने पहले SQL लैंग्वेज पढ़ रखा है तो हमें कुछ SQL से मिलता जुलता चाहिए, देन ओके फाइन, यू कैन अडॉप्ट Hive. फॉर डेटा एक्सचेंज, डेटा एक जगह से दूसरी जगह एक्सचेंज करने के लिए स्कूप यूज कर सकते हैं, लॉग कलेक्ट करने के लिए फ्लूम यूज कर सकते हैं. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट टूल्स. आपको जैसे रिक्वायरमेंट है वैसा टूल्स यूज करिए. जरूरी नहीं है कि एक ही बंदा सारे टूल्स पे परफेक्ट हो. कोई पर्टिकुलर एक टूल्स, दो टूल्स, तीन टूल्स पे हम काम करके भी परफेक्शन ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि कि एक वर्क पे काम करने के लिए, बिग डेटा पे काम करने के लिए लंबी टीम होती है. So this one is a Pig, ETL, Pig, Apache Hive, OZ, Zookeeper, Flume, additional Cloudera, Hadoop components, Impala, then Spark. So all are these things जो आपके Hadoop ecosystem में आते हैं. And this one is the whole concept of big data or Hadoop stack for the big data. I think this one is the concluding section of Hadoop or HDFS, or different types of tools we are using in the Hadoop ecosystem. Next, if you want to study individual tools, then you can adopt a particular tools like as अगर आप लोग सी लैंग्वेज सीखते हैं, सी प्लस प्लस सीखते हैं, जावा सीखते हैं, तो जिस तरीके से आप सी के लिए अलग पूरा का पूरा सिनेरियो होता है, पूरा सब्जेक्ट होता है, सी प्लस प्लस के लिए अलग पूरा सब्जेक्ट होता है, तो ऑन द सेम बेसिस यहाँ पे भी आप हाइप सीखना चाह रहे हैं तो हाइप पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट अलग है, आप पिग सीखना चाह रहे हैं तो पिग का पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट अलग है, स्कूप सीखना चाह रहे हैं, महूल सीखना चाह रहे हैं, अंबारी सीखना चाह रहे हैं, स्पार्क सीखना चाह रहे हैं, ओजी सीखना चाह रहे हैं, जो भी टूल्स है, अगर आप कोई टूल्स सीखना चाह रहे हैं तो वो सेक्शन ही पूरा का पूरा अलग है, आपको उसके लिए अलग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा। दिस वन इज वन इंट्रोडक्शंस कि हर एक टूल्स क्या क्या काम करता है हडूप इकोसिस्टम। ओके, थैंक यू।